Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Fred the Alien Productions podcast.
It is.
Yeah.
My excitement's been kicked down a hole. I knew what you were doing. It's
Could
your
not.
time.
I could not resist. Yes, cue the music.
I don't know what we're yelling about! We came, we saw, we kicked its ass!
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine? Kind of a DeLorean?
The way I see it, if you're gonna build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style?
Who is this? What's your operating number?
Boring conversation anyway.
Look, we're gonna have company! Loud noises!
Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
I'm a Kendall Richardson.
I'm a Fulya and
And I'm a refurbished Michael Lister.
Hey. And you are now experiencing a podcast called Fred, episode 300.
300, experiencing it through the 300, and hopefully we've got this right so far.
So
look, it's a
far.
podcast that's been refusing to behave for 300 episodes and then some.
300
And beyond, yes.
Years.
It's been 300 years. Ah, yes, yes. 300 episodes. Congratulations, everybody. That's pretty freaking cool.
Time for a name change and go back to 1.
Yeah, literally. we'll do a new Who, and this will be
Here comes-
series 1.
Here comes the Fred rebrand.
Fred rebrand, yeah. Yes.
What's on
What will they
brand?
think of
Rebrand.
next?
Rebrand.
Brand. a refred, if you will. We're gonna refred. Yes. Yes. No, really, really awesome. Yeah. I mean, we've hit milestones before, and I don't know. It's just cool that we're still doing this and still enjoying doing it. It's been, I think we've been podcasting together pretty much on and off for like 8-9 years at this point, getting up there. So it's a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy to still be here doing it with you guys. So this is awesome. Just gonna
Yeah.
get all sentimental at the top of the show. So
Aw.
Is that time
No.
for me to say I'm retiring? Goodbye. I'm going to go on hiatus for another 3 years and come back on when the world goes to shit.
yeah.
Cool. So we're rebranding to the weekly at Winifred's.
Yeah.
The weekly Friends. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh bless. That's great. Yes. Well, we've got a big show planned for our special 300th episode. With the usual suspects, but the one segment in particular is gigantic because there was a lot last week, and I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna make an exception. We're gonna talk about everything that came out.
All
last
the
week. So-
nerdy news. All
All
the
the-
trailers.
Oh my god, Gary Oldman's in my ear. Everyone!
Love it. All right. Well, before we get into that, of course, we've got some catching up to do with each other on our weekly watchings. Fulya.
Yay.
What have you been watching?
Oh, I've been continuing my watch through of Agatha Christie's Poirot. And and I've managed to binge through series 2,
Whee.
and now I am in the middle of series 3.
Ooh.
And the most recent episode that I watched, which was not too long ago before the podcast, there was an episode with a very young Peter Capaldi.
Whee.
Ah.
I'm like,
Ha. He's on my wall.
I'm like, I know that face. I know that face. And then I was like trying to think of his name, and I'm like, oh, it's him. It was so cool to see him pop up, and he was almost going to be the bad guy, but he turned out he wasn't.
So those angry eyebrows.
Yeah.
My
But he-
God, he looks so young, and he looks like his hair is so fluffy.
Yeah. But
It's
he
fantastic.
put on an English accent. He didn't use his Scottish accent for this episode.
Oh,
Yes.
very
Yeah.
nice.
So that was pretty cool. And I'm still enjoying this show. Like, seriously, it's just so good. I've also been continuing my watch through of The One Piece, of course. And I am now on episode, bear with me, 115.
Oh, you're 10th of the way through, Fulya.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, you could get to 300, so it's a nice round number, like today.
For the podcast, yeah, I didn't have that much time on my hands. I'm sorry. But yes, so still going on with that one. I think I'm getting to the end of this, like the story arc for what's happening at this particular point in time with the seasons. I haven't got, so it's the crocodile arc, the crocodile storyline, which nobody understands unless you've actually seen the show, which is fine. But that's where I'm at the moment. And yeah, it's still pretty good. I'm really enjoying it. I am also here to announce that I have finally completed Star Wars Rebels.
Yay!
Oh,
It is
last.
done.
Nice.
I now know how it all connects with Ahsoka. I had a cry. It made me very emotional.
no.
The last couple of episodes made me very sad. But now I know the whole scenario of how Ezra and Thrawn ended up getting banished to a different
Whisked away.
universe.
Mhm.
On the back of whales.
Yeah, the Purgles. And just how the little child of Hera came to be as well. So, yeah. Although I'm still a bit confused because they don't really mention anything about, and they don't show anything about her being pregnant at all. He just all of a sudden, there's a kid.
Wow.
You know,
She is an alien. We don't know if she just stays
Yes.
the same as humans.
if it's if it's same or different, who knows?
Maybe it's in her head. It's the tassels.
Yeah, she grows another one and it turns into a child. Anyway,
She could lay
That'd
an
be
egg.
very
We don't
heavy. And then the last thing that I watched, because I thought, you know what, let me just see what the hype is about and all that sort of stuff. X-Men 97. Yeah.
Hey! Nice.
Yeah, I had some time on my hands today, so I was like, all right, let me watch through those first couple of episodes, and yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Just pretty good.
I don't have the nostalgia. I never really grew up with the actual series itself when I was a kid, so I don't think at least I don't recall ever watching X-Men back in the day. So yeah, I mean, it's cool and story's interesting, and Professor X is dead, and yeah, it's a weird one. But it's an animated superhero comic series, so I'm like, yeah, why not? It's cool.
Nice.
The second episode ended on a bit of a cliffhanger, so now I'm kind of curious as to
Yeah.
what's happening.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah. Now I want to know what happens next.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much all I've been watching this week.
Very good. Thank you, Fulya. Very good. Michael, what about
Hello.
you?
Sort of the same as Fulya. I have finished. Well, the way I did it was with One Piece. I've watched up until Arrow's saga a little bit, and then I watched the complete live action version of it. So I finally finished watching the live action One Piece.
Nice. Okay, great. That's awesome. And how did that go for you? How do you feel about the live action now?
Well, not to be like one of them people, but I much prefer the anime. Because I think it's like all adaptations that Netflix has been doing. They go for the emotional bits instead of having time for it to grow. Just like what the original anime has, it has time to make sure you actually see what's going on and you have a feel of what characters are actually going through, and they do like express what they actually are feeling, which is kind of annoying. You know, much rather do than a say, but I don't know. I much prefer the anime, but I did appreciate the live action for what it was. It got me emotional sometimes, especially when certain characters that, well, I can't really spoil it because we've all seen it. Naomi saying to Luffy, "Help me," sort of hit me in the feels. On both, really. They definitely got up to that sort of emotional turmoil of what's happening, and and it's a ragtag crew. I love them. And then after I finished the live action, then I continued the anime up to the end of the EC sort of chunk, so up to 61. So, and I'll keep on going with that.
Nice.
And I'll catch up. I'll catch up with Fulya. And next week, I'll be up to 300. 300.
300.
Yeah, so they've crossed the Great Divide, whatever you call it,
The Grand Line.
the Grand Line. They rode up it. It was quite bizarre and loved it. I just love pirates. Since I was a kid, I always loved pirates. I don't know why. Always had a vicinity for piracy.
You got to the whale, right?
Up to the whale. The whale.
So you've gone up. Are you still at the top of the?
They've just on top. They've just finished.
Cool. I will.
Thanks for spoiling the whale.
No, all I said was
Whatever
whale.
the
I didn't
whale
say
is.
anything else.
You said whale.
I said whale.
Now I'm
It could
expecting
be
a
a
whale.
Purgle. Who knows?
I was going to say it's a Purgle, yeah.
It's
It's a
Purgle.
Purgle. It's a Purgle whale. Captain Ahab and his whale. Nice. I also, during the week, I also watched X-Men 97. And, oh my God, it is fantastic. It's one of the best things that Marvel has produced in whatever phase we're in at the moment. And it's a good little refresher because I used to watch it as a kid and I can't really remember much because I was young and can't really remember. But the stories that they're actually doing are actually adaptations of the comics. And they are not really holding back, even if it's like for kids. It's dealing with stories that are, akin to what's been happening in the world today, and not really shying away of all the adult stuff, which is quite fascinating and refreshing. And when it comes to this, and I'm really excited. I'm really excited where it's going, and the sort of 90s aesthetic as well. So it's also a period piece. It's also harking back to other things like Gambit in a crop top is making the rounds online. It's like, well, yeah, as people who have experienced it, that was the fashion. If you're going to be like an edgy team heartthrob, you wear a tank top. And also
Bad for Gambit.
that's the Gambit. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for him.
Oh well,
Oh.
what happens to him at the end? Yeah. But story arcs. It's always exciting.
He's attractive. He'll recover.
I don't know. Bless his Cajun heart.
Will he?
Will he? I don't know.
Also, I didn't know that Rogue was very southern.
Oh yeah. If you're going by the movies, very different.
Okay.
They changed
that
her a
kind
lot
of
in the movies.
threw me for a loop.
Yeah. They gave Cyclops his balls back.
Yeah.
So he is the leader that everyone is saying, yeah, this is a Cyclops, not Masterson. But it is what it is. And yeah, what's really exciting is the feel is this is like an introduction to the X-Men for the MCU, because like we see Professor Xavier in Multiverse of Madness, we see Beast in the Marvels, and this is probably for the people who haven't really experienced the X-Men. So you're always reintroducing these characters, and the way they're doing it is quite interesting. That they're actually using this sort of reboot / continuation animated show to reintroduce and introduce the X-Men to what's been going on. Because if they're doing that, then you don't have to do all the legwork of explaining what this universe is that's within the MCU and where Proton is and all that, which is quite interesting. So having said that, it's going to be interesting when Deadpool comes out and how this is sort of tied in. It's going to be interesting. Another iron in the fire. And having said that, I watched Ghostbusters as well. Very stuffed movie. A lot of stories going on all at once.
Oh no.
Yeah, I watched that. I don't mind it. It's fine, I guess. Things I like.
As he drinks out of his Stay Puft bottle.
Is it? Yeah, I went to the movies. Do you want this? Yeah, I want this. I'm a nerd.
I kind of like the lid. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's got
off.
like a little. It's the hat of Stay Puft.
Yeah. The only bit that you can't really put in the dishwasher because it's got felt.
Yeah.
So that will get ruined. So it's probably going to get ruined.
Even hand washing it, yeah.
Well, I'm not going to name any names, but maybe one or two members of my family are going, just chuck it in the dishwasher. And I was like, it's ruined. It's like, sorry, Dad. It's like,
no.
thanks. You can have my $26 back. Yeah, so just a mini thing. The discourse online is no one particularly likes it, but there are people that do like it, and those are the people that didn't like Afterlife. So it's sort of a swings and roundabouts of who likes it and who doesn't. I sort of liked it because it was entertaining. I mean, I got a drink out of it, so that's good. Standouts for me is probably probably the story with the bad guy, the big frost giant, and
Frost giant Slenderman.
Yes, frosty Slenderman with horns, and maybe this would, I don't know. Is there going to be more? I don't know. I probably won't see the next one. I don't know. it's fine, I guess, but don't really, yeah, leave it as it is. What about you, Kendall? I know you watched it.
Yes, well, I guess we'll continue with the Ghostbusters chat. Yes, I did see it last night. Yeah, I think the critics are being too harsh on this movie, because it's not like amazing or anything. It's not necessary. Afterlife was better, I think. But in terms of just like pure popcorn fun, this is a good time movie. Like you're gonna have a good time watching it. You're gonna laugh. There's spectacle. The visual effects are pretty fun and pretty cool, and there's little bits of nostalgia sprinkled throughout. If you're a long time fan like we are
A little
of
bit.
this series. Well, I thought
Putting
there was
shit
gonna be
in that doesn't
more.
really add to anything.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
The library ghost, for example, which was
I
spoiled in the
know.
trailer.
Yeah, I know. I actually really liked more the fact that they had the librarian guy from number one like greet them on the stairs instead of just
Some
the
rando.
Yeah, I thought that was fun. But no, I was expecting more based on the like reviews and stuff that I'd sort of glimpsed. I was expecting a bit more punching of nostalgia in the face, but to me it was fine. Yeah, I mean, I we didn't need this. We didn't need it. But we have it, and I've chosen to enjoy it. Yeah, there was a lot going on though. Yeah, and it probably didn't need to be nearly 2 hours long either. And yeah, I don't know, but it was a good time, and there was sort of almost a queer representation happening at the center of the thing too, and I was like, oh, that's nice.
You mean Casper?
And yeah, yeah, I literally had Casper.
I was getting Casper vibes.
Yeah, same.
But this is the opposite. Instead of becoming human, they die.
She became a ghost.
She became a ghost.
Um,
and
she
even
became a
I
ghost.
was saying, no, you're being stupid. Don't do that.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
supposed to
I
be
know.
the intelligent one. What the hell?
She's also a teenager.
And
And-
hormones jumping everywhere. Yeah.
And, well, not just that, but I feel like she really bonded, not to spoil it for you, Fulya, but she really bonded with her, like, up front. There was an understanding between them, so I think she latched onto that because, like, she's at odds with her family, being shunned by them, basically, even though they're doing it for her own good. And so she's, pushed into the arms of this ghost, basically. So I understand. That didn't bother me. I hear what you're saying, but it didn't bother me. But yeah, I also liked the mythology behind this ghost at the center of it. That kind of was interesting, as well. And yeah, it was nice to see, a lot of the old guard come back, and like just every time Bill Murray spoke, I just made me laugh. He has that effect. He has that effect on me.
In his 2.5 scenes that he's in.
I know, he wasn't in it that much, huh? Yeah. yeah, interesting. And then just I really appreciated at the end when Walter Peck comes up trying to shut him down, and you just hear someone in the crowd call him Dickless, and I just like, yes.
I thought that was dumb.
No, I liked it. It's cheesy. But
How would
like...
some rando know to call him Dickless? Narratively, it doesn't make sense, but I appreciate they say, he's still Dickless even after all these years.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't know, I'm a sucker for this shit. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It's not fantastic.
I remember.
It is what it is.
Remember.
Yeah, I feel like on the whole, if you're a Ghostbusters fan, you'll get something out of it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's worth watching.
I'm a sucker for story. Yeah.
Yes. Cool. Well, I'll switch gears to Succession now because I'm still watching that.
Yeah.
In the middle of, I'm like halfway through the third season now. So past the halfway mark of the 4 seasons, so that's exciting, and it just keeps getting better and better and better and more juicier, and drama just really is ramping up nicely. So that's been really fun. And then also, how I mentioned that like one of the main characters has my name? Well, not only does he have my name, he has my initials. Like even my middle name. It's the same. Same 3 initials. I'm like, this is just anyway, I don't know, it tickled me a little bit.
I should sue.
It's like, that's my monogram. Anyway. So I thought that was funny. But no, it's just great. It's really, really great. And I'm loving Sarah Snook so much in it. I can just continuously happy for her and her success with this show because she fucking kills it in every scene she's in. I love her character so much. So, yeah, it's freaking awesome. And then I will finish up by saying that I also watched X-Men 97. I was like, I have run out of time and I must choose between Invincible or X-Men 97. And I was like, which one are we going to be more likely to talk about in the podcast? So I checked off X-Men instead. I'll watch Invincible tomorrow. But yeah, it's good. I think you're overhyping it, Mike, but I'm glad you're enjoying it. And a lot of my like super like other super nerdy friends like yourself, like myself, like they seem to be really enjoying it and digging it. Like I had one friend message me and he was like, I'm not even gonna tell you, but it's so good. You have to watch it. Like it's
the
fantastic.
best thing that Marvel has ever done.
And then we have one of my other friends who's traditionally very hard to please, and I call him a contrarian because he always seems to be anti things that people like. But he loved it. He rated it. He was like, and I'm like, okay,
no,
if he
you're
likes
the
it,
contrarian.
now I'm the contrarian. No, I thought it was great. Don't get me wrong. I really liked it. I thought it was great. I picked up on all those vibes of this is a show made by people who watched it as kids and now they're adults and they get to do what they want with it, but still retaining the core, feeling and aesthetic and all of that. Bringing back a lot of the original voice cast, I'm pretty sure as well, which is really cool. And just seeing the opening credits, like I just get such a kick out of watching those credits and hearing that song, and I'm just like, fuck me. I'm suddenly I'm 10 again, and I'm back in
orchestra.
Oh man, it's so good. They've done a really good job recreating the theme song.
Marvel also tweeted out the lyrics to the to the intro.
There's lyrics, and then
apparently
are they just
it's
people
literally
going,
just like it's literally but they typed it out, and then everybody who's reposting it, they're like, did anyone else sing it along with the tune as out loud?
I mean, that was the joke I was going to make, that I'm like, is it literally just yep.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
This is the whole page of da 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 da.
Wonderful.
Everyone's eating it up. It's so good.
Well, good. I'm glad. It's great. No, it's great. I really like it. I like it a lot. The story's great. I was talking to another friend as well about it, and he said, like, well, I just came to the conclusion rather that James Marsden was done so dirty in the movies, because this feels more like Cyclops. Like, this is a better Cyclops. He's not castrated, as you mentioned, Mike. He's a leader. He's a leader. He knows his shit. He's in control of his shit. And, and he loves Jean and he fights for her. And I don't know, they balance it out a lot better here than they did in the movies back 25 years ago. But that's okay.
Well, the fault was Wolverine was very popular, so they want to do more stories with Wolverine. So
yeah.
Committee says, fair. No, Jean needs to be with Wolverine.
Yeah, and then they decided to make Logan be sitting in the back seat for this one.
As he should. He.
Yeah, but he's great though.
Oh yeah, in this,
He's
yeah.
he's great. And
It's coming. He's coming.
oh, he's here! Woo! Apocalypse.
Who? Apocalypse.
That was hysterical. That was great.
Yeah.
I
And
really
then his
appreciated that.
reaction when he realizes it's the baby coming, he's like, "Oh,
Oh.
oh."
Oh no.
Get out of
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah, he's great. So I'm really looking forward to watching more of it and see how the story unfolds and what the fuck is up with that ending. Yeah. So many questions.
Something sinister.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed. All right. That's the weekly watchings. Let's move on to our next segment, and that would, of course, be the nerdy news.
This is the news, the nerdy news. The nerds that talk about the nerdy news. That is us who talk about the news that is nerdy. And now the queen of nerdydom, the hostess with most S, Kendall Richardson. Take it away, Kendall.
Alrighty. So we've got some nerdy news for you guys, a few little things to talk about, starting with the news that seemingly suggests that we will not be seeing Bucky or Zemo in Captain America Brave New World when it comes out next year. Anthony Mackie was interviewed, and basically he, hinted. It wasn't really explicitly stated, but he said that he's not going to be hanging out with his friends again. Basically, because he said, when they were going to originally do a second season, and he said he was looking forward to hanging out with Sebastian Stan and Daniel Bruhl and how much fun that was going to be. But then he also said when they decided to go back to the movies, it is what it is, but I don't have my friends anymore. So it kind of dampens it a little bit. So yeah, it seems to be clear that that's not a thing. I've decided to take this with a grain of salt because it's Marvel, and we know that these actors tell fibs all the time about who's in the movie, who's not in the movie, what's happening, all of that stuff. So and given the the trend of the MCU lately, I feel like not including Bucky and Zemo, arguably, sorry Anthony Mackie, but arguably the two things in Falcon Winter Soldier that made the show. Well, two of the many things. There were many things, but they were better. Is what I'm trying to say. The dynamic between Bucky and Sam really made that show. Like they're bouncing back and forth, their love-hate sort of relationship. They're both of them dealing with their connection to Steve and what that means going forward now that he's gone or on the moon. I don't know. That stuff was really, really good, and I think Marvel would be very silly if they decided not to include any of that aspect in Captain America 4. But we'll see. We've got to wait another year. We'll find out. Fulya, do you have any thoughts on this? Do you reckon he's telling us the truth, or he's just speaking out of turn, maybe?
Well, I mean, it really depends on how much he can say from the NDAs he's signing.
Yeah, there's also that.
So, I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm going to be the same as you, Kendall, and just wait for, like, some form of an official announcement from Marvel just to see what's going on with the film. And then, hopefully the trailer will also give us an idea of what's happening. But I don't think we'll be getting that for a little while. So, yeah, look, I don't know. Like, I feel like Bucky at least should be in this. Like, at minimum, it should be. There should be a Bucky at least, even if it isn't for too much screen time. Like, he should still be in the movie in some point. But if they're going for a different route with the Captain America character, in terms of the story, and they don't need Bucky, then I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like, we just need to watch it to find out and see if it works. You are muted.
You're muted.
Sorry. I was coughing and I forgot to turn my microphone back on.
You coughed so hard you forgot.
I did.
You rattled
thank you,
those
Fulya.
brains in there.
I did. Well, yeah, what's left of them. Fulya, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good thoughts, Michael. Do you agree? How do you feel?
Well, the movie is called Captain America, so therefore it's not really essential. But could be a cameo, maybe. But he also is in another movie that the Thunderbolts, so probably too busy doing that. And it could tie in. So it's not going to be the last time we're going to see Bucky or Sebastian Stan.
No.
Yes.
Or Daniel Bruhl, because I'm pretty sure Zemo's in Thunderbolts as well.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Stop rehabilitating villains. It's supposed to be villains. Even if it's ideologically opposed to all his stuff. And yeah, he's doing a meme. But he's killed people. Anyway. He killed T'Challa's dad.
Did. It just made me think of Avengers 1 when, like, you know, I can't remember what the lead-in line is, but, you know, Black Widow's like about Loki. He's like, he killed 80 people in 2 days, and then Thor's just like, he's adopted.
And now he's master power of Loki of stories.
Yes, God of stories.
Because he's popular, I guess. Shut up.
Yeah, he is.
You clapping. It's like, yeah. More time. More
time all the time. All right, let's move on. We're going to cross the pond to DC and talk about Joker Folie à Deux, because this week we got another little update about what the movie is going to, you know, in terms of its musicality, because we have heard it's going to be a musical. What exactly does that entail? Well, let me tell you. Apparently, it's going to be a jukebox musical. It's going to feature at least 15 reinterpretations of popular songs, you know, or very well-known songs, is the quote, according to people who are telling this story. One that has been named is That's Entertainment by Judy Garland. So I think that sounds like that's a fitting song. I feel like I'm okay with it being a jukebox musical if that's the case. Apparently there will be some original stuff in there too, but because I mean you don't really hire Lady Gaga for no reason, you know. She can make Oscar-winning songs, but yeah, I think it makes sense for it to be a jukebox musical just because I feel like this movie is going to be some kind of, I don't know, unreal. You know, we're seeing shit from his mind, from his perspective in his madness again, and he's seeing things that aren't really going on, and it's one of those kind of like weird ass musical things, like where, you know, he's just going to be singing and dancing, and he's hearing the songs in his head and all of that stuff. So it makes sense if it's like, oh, these are the songs that he knows, and that have informed his life, maybe. You know. Sort of like a twisted version of Guardians of the Galaxy, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's okay. I think it's fine. I'm curious to find out what the rest of the songs are, but we probably won't find out until we get a trailer, which probably will be, if they don't drop it soon, maybe at Comic-Con in July, I guess, because this movie's not coming out till October. So, yeah, we'll see what they do. But Mike, do you have any thoughts on this? Were you okay with it being a musical when they announced that, or is this still rubbing you the wrong way?
I was until I until I heard 15.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is a full-on musical. I thought it was just going to be 1 or 5. You know, just a handful. But okay. Okay. But if it's going to be like old-timey stuff, cool. Like, if it's like a proper jukebox musical of well-known songs, like I'm still thinking the Suicide Squad sort of thing, with all of a sudden it's like, what we need to represent Captain Boomerang. AC/DC. There we go. That's popular and fun because, you know, Iron Man. So I'm hesitant, but yeah, I need a trailer. I do. And some of the set photos coming out is like, yeah, it's cool. Aesthetically, it looks different from the first movie, but as stated, it's in his head, so you can do more whimsical stuff. And I do like my whimsical stuff. Yeah. So
Well,
yeah, and having original song, good contender for the Oscars. Yeah. And then you can have Lady Gaga perform.
yeah, that'd be great. Next year's Oscars. Love to see it. I should say I don't think they've actually said it's going to be in his head. I think that's just me speculating.
Well, like the first one, where it's the unreliable narrator.
Yeah.
Narrator.
Yes.
Where we're watching it through his eyes, and we're not sure what's real and what's not, and yeah, speculation. So it's going to be an interesting film. Interesting.
I think so. Yeah.
Hopefully it pays off.
Hopefully it does. Hopefully it does. Okay, speaking of things we hope will pay off, turns out there is finally going to be a movie about The Sims. This is something that's, I think, you know, Hollywood has been trying to do for a long time now. But it's officially going ahead. This is going to be produced by Margot Robbie and her producing team, her production company, and going to be directed and co-written by Loki director Kate Herron. So I think that's huge for her. I think that's really exciting, and the fact that Margot Robbie's involved producing this is a good sign. So far, her company, I think, have picked some really cool movies to get on board with and bring to life. So, and given the success of Barbie in terms of adapting that as an IP, and you know, and the upturn of video game adaptations as well, I think the time might be right for a Sims film. I would love to see it done in a very super satirical manner. I think that would be very interesting. Or just maybe in a similar way to Barbie, maybe, but obviously not copying too much of it, because I feel like they could easily do either like, these Sims characters are going into the real world or whatever. You know, they could probably do something like that, but I don't know. I don't know if they will. But yeah, we don't know what the movie's going to be about, what's going to happen yet. We don't really know anything else apart from all that I have just said. So yeah, hopefully it lives up to the expectations and pleases the legions of fans of this franchise. So, Fulya, what do you think? Are you trepidatious about this, or are you excited?
Neither here or there about it, to be honest. I mean, I have played Sims in the past. I think the only other Sims game I played, I think, was Sims 2. That was the last Sims game that I played. And they're currently up to 4 at the moment. I don't know. Like, it's going to be interesting as how they decide to turn it into a film, because there's a lot of things that gamers do with The Sims that we don't know if they can really translate into film. Especially the putting the sim in the pool and then getting rid of the ladder. They end up dying.
Starting a grease fire and getting rid of all the doors.
Or
know.
being level 1 cooking and not knowing how to cook and you just burn down. So it'll be interesting how they translate this game into an actual film, being that it is a simulation game. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll be okay with watching it. Like, I just need to see a trailer. Just let me see how you're gonna go with it. They definitely have to have the little sim thingy above their head, their mood icon. Needs to be there. If it's not, I won't be happy. I think they could do like a whole like potentially there's an actual human person playing The Sims on their computer, and then we sort of just dive into the world of The Sims as they're being controlled and stuff. But that'd be really interesting, and just sort of kind of the way that we end up fast forwarding time so that when they go to work, it'd be really cool to see what happens when they go to work. That'd be kind of cool as well.
Yeah.
Or when they go to study, if they're going to like school or uni or whatever, and then when they come back and then they start doing the whole routine and everything. And yeah, look, I'm interested. I am interested. It has piqued my curiosity into actually wanting to see it, because I want to see how they do it.
Yeah. No, I'm starting to get more thoughts about, like, I just picture like some character just turning to the other character and just going, "I'm gonna set myself on fire now." I'm like, "Why are you gonna do that?" "I don't know. I'm just gonna do it."
Yeah, but
And
you
then,
wouldn't
or
know
like,
what. Yeah.
or like how don't they have like a language that's not
Yeah.
English? Like they speak a different. Like,
Simish.
there's got to be some joke about the language, I think, as well. Done. But anyway.
And their currency, simoleons, I think they're called. Is it simoleons?
And
Simoleons,
also,
something like that.
and also, different musical artists actually have re-recorded some of their music into the Sims language, so they can play it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I can't remember who, but something like the Food Fighters would probably do.
I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah. While I talk.
Yes.
Yes, that's how it works. Interesting, and how they're going to tackle this. There is a huge potential that this could be kind of like what Ready Player One could have been, like people being superly over obsessed of living their life through a computer game instead of realizing, oh, the real life is more important than the actual thing that you're playing. I mean, sure, it's fun, it's cool, you can travel through time, you can make different lives and everything like that, but all important, your life right now. So I can sort of see like an existential crisis within a character and something like that. So sort of like the opposite of what Barbie was. Instead of Barbie coming out, someone going into The Sims. So
Yeah.
like Tron, but more green.
Yeah.
I want to see an alien invasion, because I was a huge fan of SimCity 2000, and hopefully they'll tie in some of those other games as well, like Tycoon and all that, where you make like a theme park, like Sims theme park, and all those other games instead of just the main Sims, and little touches like that. But as long as you can build a city and bankrupt it, and fires and just natural disasters and aliens. I want to say aliens.
How use cheat code like Motherload.
Oh yeah.
All of a sudden they're rich. And like, oh, I have money.
He's like, I can cheat at the game. I can cheat at life.
I feel like Free Guy has really opened it up for a lot of
Yeah.
other video game adaptations. Because Free Guy did a great job in doing that, in portraying a video game sort of a life. I love that movie so much. I've watched it that many times. Like, it's so good.
It's great. Yeah.
So I'm hoping that they take a little bit of like inspiration from that film, and when going forward with this one, and see what they can do in their own sort of version of it. It'd be really cool.
Yeah, it would be.
Or you do like a love story, like Her, and someone falls in love with their partner's Sims character.
No.
They're finding love, and it was in Sims.
No.
And then one of them becomes a ghost, and
Yeah.
the other one betrays them.
And you can put in the Matrix as well.
Yeah, true.
Bits of Matrix and stuff.
Just keep going. I found a small list of artists who re-recorded some of their songs in Simlish, which is the name of the language. Simlish. Apparently, the Pussycat Dolls, Paramore, Lily Allen, Natasha Bedingfield, My Chemical Romance, Kylie Rae Jepsen, 5 Seconds of Summer, and Katy Perry have all done some of their songs in Simlish. I'm a massive Paramore fan, and I did not know this, so I know what I'm doing when this show finishes. What the hell?
It sounds like it sounds like, if kind of like what they did with KK Slater, who's a character, an NPC from Animal Crossing, because he's like the singer. Is like the singer, the musician of the game, and he comes and puts on a little concert for your island or for your town, and everybody's gone out of their way to create KK Slider songs, and they use the Animal Crossing like voice, like the language that they use. And he's like, because that's how they speak. So they do it. They do, and they've done covers of popular songs.
Yeah.
With KK Slider as the singer.
Also, I think it's more nuts than that. I think someone's actually painstakingly made an actual language. So it's not just gibberish. It's actually
an actual language.
An actual language.
I found the Katy Perry one because this BuzzFeed article about it said it was the most iconic. So I just listened to like 20 seconds of it, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, that's wow. Yeah, next level. Anyway, cool. Shall we move on to our last item in the news?
Yes.
Great. Alrighty. Keeping in the gaming theme, and also a nice little segue into Trailer Park. Thanks, Fulya. We finally got our first look of Marvel 1943: Rise of Hydra, the upcoming video game coming out next year. And yeah, they dropped a story trailer, and it looks pretty sick. I don't know if I'm scared or excited about how close we are to losing the Uncanny Valley now, because some of these cutscenes in here with these characters, there was a moment when I went, "Is that a person? Oh no, it's not a person." Oh, like I was just, I don't know. They're just nailing the human faces now, and the way that they move and everything.
Yeah.
Like it's scary. Like it's cool, but it's
video
scary.
game CG has come a long way.
It's come oh my god, it's incredible what they can do now. So yeah, it looks stunning. It looks really cool. I kind of like the idea, the story, with it's Black Panther back in the 40s and him and Captain America are at odds with each other, and I'm sure they're going to end up coming together and fighting on the same side against Hydra by the end of it. But yeah, it looks really, really cool. It looks good. I like it. I probably won't play it because I don't really play games because I'm that person. But it looks good. I'd be curious to see if you guys give it a go. Fulya, what do you reckon?
But considering the fact that this was more of a cinematic sort of a trailer that we got, I kind of need to see what their gameplay is going to be like. Just because when they've brought out video games in the past, they haven't always hit really well.
Oh, that's a good point. The Avengers
yeah.
game, that story trailer looked awesome when they dropped that, and then the game was a pile of dog shit apparently. So,
I mean, there are fans out there that really enjoyed the Avengers game, in terms of like it, at least in terms of the gameplay itself, but they weren't really a big fan of the story itself. Like it didn't really make sense. It's probably why it didn't do so well, as well as some of the other parts of it. But yeah, like I said, I'd like to see a gameplay trailer of the game when they're ready to showcase it. But story-wise, it sounds very interesting. I do like the idea of it being sort of like a prequel. They're kind of back in the day, in the 40s, World War II, Hydra, all that sort of stuff, and it'd be really cool. It's also really cool to have like a mashup of different like characters coming together in the same story. And so yeah, I am quite interested, but I'm still kind of on the fence about it just because this is literally just a cinematic trailer. I need gameplay. I need to see how this game actually works. Whether it's first person or third person, is it, top down view? Like, what is it? Like, I need to know how it's going to look. And then maybe if there's a possibility, it might, if there's like a demo, maybe that might bring it out at some point. But the fact that it's not releasing for at least a year and a half, 2 years, so oh my gosh, maths. Next year.
Yep.
Considering the fact that it's not coming out until next year, there's a possibility that it might still end up getting pushed back.
Like
because
GTA
now it's kind of become the norm to push things back since the pandemic and stuff. So yeah, look, developers, take your time, work on it, make sure it's perfect before you release it in any kind of way. So yeah.
Yeah, no, wise words, Fulya. Wise
Let
words.
it cook.
Let it cook. Let it cook, baby.
Let them cook.
Mike, what did you make of this?
Yeah, it's an interesting story. Could fit in with Marvel stuff, like very familiar sort of characters. So that's what's going for it. It's like everyone knows Captain America. It's like, oh, Black Panther was a huge movie. So strike when the iron's hot. And I'm having a look at Skydance. I'm trying to think. It used to be... Yeah, so there's definitely a lot of tie-ins. I mean, from different areas, like you got Star Trek and Mission Impossible. So they're definitely doing a lot of IP sort of stuff. So, and yeah, I haven't really played any of these games, so I don't know if it will be good or not. Not sure.
Too early to tell.
Yes, very too early. So yeah, it was very Paramount sort of stuff. It looks like. Yeah. No doubt there's going to be a Bucky Barnes in this one. Before Winter Soldier, he'll be friends with Steve. And I was trying to think. I was interested. It's like, oh, why 43? It's like, oh yeah, America came late to the party of World War II, so that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the cinematic stuff looks cool. The Unreal Engine looks unreal. Still looks a bit. The characters still look too shiny, for me. So I can tell they're fake because they're too shiny.
Mhm.
And this comes out next year.
Mm.
So when are we going to be playing this, Kendall?
Who knows? Well, that's it. That's nerdy news done. Nerdy news done for episode 300, which means now it's time for us to roll on up to the super duper grand spectacular that is this week's trailer park.
Rolling up to the trailer park where we all park all the trailers. Yeah.
Okay, let's dive in. We've got a lot to talk about, starting with Doctor Who. There was a very good trailer that dropped for Series 1. I don't like that, but anyway, that's where we're at. Series 1.
14. I'm putting my feet firmly on the ground.
Good, thank you. I'm glad we agree. Series 14.
Yeah.
Doctor Who. Ncuti Gatwa's first season as the Doctor. And this was a nice kind of amalgamation, montage, if you will, of lots of different episodes, things that we're going to get to see happen, different, time periods and different costumes and different enemies. Unit's back, of course, which is great. Kate Stewart's back. There's a lot to unpack, a lot to like. And yeah, I don't know. I'm keen. I'm excited. I don't really have too much to say, even though I just said there's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah.
My brain is frizzling out. But I don't know. I enjoyed it. There's dinosaurs going on, I think, and stepping on butterflies, turning people into reptile-looking aliens, and I'm loving. I don't know. For me, it's weird because I'm watching. I've not just finished, but I did finish watching the Russell T Davies run not too long ago, and this feels very much like that to me. I don't know. Like, it just feels. Yeah, considering thinking about the stuff of Jodie Whittaker's run I've seen, like the way the Flux was and that kind of different style of storytelling that they were doing, which I thought was cool. No, obviously not everyone liked it, but I thought it was alright. But this definitely feels more like a course correction, I guess. I don't know. But it looks fun, and I'm excited to see more of what Ncuti Gatwa can do, because I think he's great. So bring it on, I say. Fulya, what do you reckon?
Yeah, no, the trailer looked really cool. A lot of things have been packed in. Going back we're going back to prehistoric time. We're going to Bridgerton time. We're going to, it's just going to be all manner of different time traveling. The one thing that sort of got me thinking is that I think this particular season, even though it's only like that Ruby Sunday is literally only going to be in this season, it's just this season specifically. I feel like she must have like this story arc through this whole season, because it kept on sort of like saying to her adopted like mother, or her
Foster.
not her her foster mother is like, look after her, and then there's a lot of clips of her specifically in this trailer, apart from the Doctor, and I feel like there's something about Ruby that we're going to be finding out in this season. It's like definitely something about Ruby. So I'm actually curious to know what we're going to get with her.
I feel like they were definitely foreshadowing something happening to her, but that could just be a misdirect, maybe. I don't know.
It could be a red herring, true, but
Yeah.
like I've got to just from looking at that trailer, I had it just feels like it's got something to do with her this season. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So we shall. All right, Mr. Master Hoovian, what did you make of this?
I don't know what you're talking about. Don't see my time. Yeah, it looks really cool. Like getting hyped. Can't wait for the 11th of May. Yeah, there's not really much to go off. Seeing all the bits and pieces, so we don't know which episode goes where. There's an episode that they go to Abbey Road. I know that, man. They go back to the 60s, so because they're all attired with all 60s era, and then they go back to Bridgerton era. So definitely time travel in this, and the sort of making fun of the butterfly effect, and then stepping on the butterfly, and Ruby turns into a butterfly insect thing. I think that's just a joke. I don't think she's going to. I don't think we just saw the last bit of Ruby Sunday, and she turns into a butterfly, and she stays a butterfly, and that's it.
Do you think we're going to get an explanation or a callback to the Mavity?
Maybe.
Do you think they might like just splice in, oh, we need to go back and tell him not to use Mavity, it needs to be Gravity?
Probably all the ones that Russell T Davies have actually written, possibly. But if he's showrunner, then he'll say, no, you need to change that, and all that. And also some news during the week. Stephen Moffat is writing an episode.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because he's been saying, there's like, nah, I'm not coming back. I'm just going to do this one thing. It's like, you bastard. Stop lying to us.
Cameo writing appearance.
Yeah. Which is got certain people concerned. It's like, it's just rehashing. It's like, we want something new and different and cool. But you're just hiring the same people. And Russell T's doing at least, I've got the wiki here, 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5 episodes out of the 8. So he loves his writing. So interesting. And I will say the numbering system of the series now, I think you could say Disney Plus Series 1 or new series 14 or whole of Doctor Who season 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 30 of them, and you got to watch every single one of them in order to get Doctor Who. If you don't do that, then you're not a real fan. And that's Gatekeeper Michael here. So when are the first 2 episodes coming out, Kendall?
Well, first 2 episodes of the new Doctor Who will be dropping on Disney Plus on the 11th of May.
New York City.
I knew he was going that way.
New York City.
You are the most devious bastard in New York City.
New York City.
Fun.
No, I love that so much. It hurts me. Okay, let's move on. Next trailer. We're gonna jump over from one sci-fi iconic series to another, and that is Star Wars, because we finally got our first look at the Acolyte. I am so in. I don't care what the internet says. I'm watching the shit out of this.
But it's the most disliked trailer ever. It is the most viewed in a day from any Star Wars. So take that one.
Yeah, shove it up your blacker.
Yeah, pee hole.
Your pee hole. Yeah, no, this looks fantastic. It's it's taking place during a time that we've never seen before done on screen, in live action, for the Star Wars universe, and that's fucking cool. Number one. Number two, we're gonna get to see like I don't know, a different sort of aspect of the Jedi, perhaps, like just seeing what they were like back, way back, like what things were like, and maybe if what differences there were between then versus now. And I don't know if this is the beginning of the Sith either, or what that's about. But no, it looks cool, and fucking Carrie-Anne Moss being badass. I'm here for that. I'm here for that all day. Thank you very much. Yeah, so I have no notes on this. This is just top tier, good quality looking Star Wars. I hope it's good. I can praise a trailer as much as I want, but the show could be trash. Hopefully it won't be. Hopefully it won't be. Yeah, I don't know. Star Wars has been a little bit of an upswing in recent-ish months. I mean, we don't talk about some parts of The Mandalorian Season 3, that's fine. But, yeah, here we are. It's finally coming out, and I can't wait. Fulya, how do you feel about The Acolyte?
Yeah, no, it looks pretty cool. Really keen to check it out. I mean, it's definitely something like a story that I haven't really seen come to be or anything like that. And apparently I'm a big Star Wars nerd now, according to my workmates. So
yeah, you watch more than one show and all the movies.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Now he wants me to play the games.
You can get them all on Twitch now.
Yeah.
Switch.
Twitch?
Yeah. You can play it on Twitch.
I can play it on Twitch. I can stream it on Twitch.
Yeah. On your Switch.
Yeah.
And Twitch.
But yeah, so sort of looking at the cast as well, I did notice a couple of familiar, at least a couple of familiar faces. Charlie Barnett is actually someone that I've seen, and I first came across him in Chicago Fire, in the early seasons. He was in the first couple of seasons, to be honest. And then I think he moved on, or I think he died. I can't remember, but he was definitely on Chicago Fire. And then when I saw him pop up in this particular show, and I was just like, oh, okay. Oh no, he's gotten as far as Disney money now. And Manny Jacinto is also going to be in it, by the looks of things. We just don't know what his character is or who his character is. But that's pretty exciting as well. And yeah, I'm a little it's this trailer hasn't really given us too much, but it still has you intrigued into wanting to see where this story goes, So I am kind of curious to find out what this story is about. And it just looks like by the description, something to do about the dark side. So yeah, let's check it out. I am very intrigued.
Good. I am very glad to hear that. Nice. Mike, what did you make of it?
It looks really interesting. Because they're putting their sights into the High Republic, which is a approximately like 100 years before Episode 1. So they're dealing with what the Jedi were up to, and it was like the time of peace or anything like that. So, but there's a different story. So it'll be an interesting new adventure of looking outside of the era that we've seen from the first intergalactic civil war to the next one, because there's two of them. And yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what sort of story that they come up with. I'm not going to read dive into like the High Republic, because there are like newer books and all that coming out of this era, and I just want to see it as it is and just see how it goes, because it looks really interesting. The characters look awesome. Finally getting to see lightsabers again, when they were so gung-ho of not having lightsabers in anything, or even Jedi, or that matter. It could be really a really interesting experiment, and I'm so glad that it's making the right people upset.
Yeah.
A bunch of woke garbage. Where's my representation? I want to see a white man. There's no white man. I feel replaced. Judging a TV show from the trailer alone, it's like, nah, it's gonna be bad. Not gonna like it. It's like, you do you, sir. You are also the same people that said that the new X-Men series is woke. X-Men. You're claiming X-Men's woke. Alright.
Have you actually watched X-Men?
Do you actually know X-Men?
Yeah.
And the history behind it. And how it manifests itself of being an allegory for a fight against bigotry. Anyway. Anyway.
Yep.
So when is this coming out? Because I can't wait.
Yes. Well, we don't have to wait too long for The Acolyte. It'll be out in a couple of months on the 4th of June on Disney Plus.
And also the guy from Squid Game's in this as well. So I'm happy for
Yes,
him.
he is. Yeah, I'm happy for him too.
Yeah.
It's very exciting. Very, very exciting. Alrighty.
Good on you, Lee. Can't wait for the second one.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, that should be out this year, I think they said. Later this year.
Oh, apparently he
Season
learned
2.
English for this role.
Wow. Good on him.
Yeah. Get that bag.
Get that back. Get that Disney money.
Yeah. That internet
Do it.
money.
That internet money. I like money. Cool. We've got a bunch more to go. So moving on now from a galaxy far, far away to Westeros. Because we got two trailers for House of the Dragon, season 2. There was a black trailer, there was a green trailer. Basically the marketing they're leaning into HBO, they're kind of going for choose a side, you know. It's like, are you Team Edward or are you Team Jacob? It's all over again. No, I think that's really clever, and really cool, and it's an excuse for them to show little bits of extra footage because both trailers were not identical. There was footage shared between them obviously, but there was also certain things that weren't shown in the other, and because it kind of felt like propaganda videos, which I thought were quite funny, especially because there's the dialogue from Rhaenyra and from Alicent where they're both like talking about who Viserys wanted on the throne, and they both think it's what they think, and there's two truths there, and there's a truth and a lie there, and they're just going to believe what they want to believe, so that's really cool. I like it. It looks great. It looks awesome. Yes. I don't really have too much to say except for yes. It just looks great. can't wait to get back to watching this show that kind of redeemed the Game of Thrones franchise for a lot of us, which is nice. And yeah, and then hopefully I can simultaneously watch Matt Smith as the 11th Doctor and as Daemon Targaryen.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting juxtaposition.
It is. It is. I'm gonna get Whiplash real bad. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, no, it looks awesome. I can't wait to find out more of what happens. A friend of mine has read the book or the books or whatever that this stuff is based on, and apparently there's some pretty heavy shit that's gonna go down this season. So, and I'm like, I've got no idea. So I'm just gonna watch it. And it's going to be fun.
Don't ask them which team they're on because they already know, so they're cheating.
Yeah.
Actually, technically we all do, really.
Yeah, well, yes.
Because this is prequel.
This is a prequel.
We
know
it's not the destination, it's the journey.
It's the journey. Exactly. Exactly. Fulya, do you have anything to add on House of the Dragon? Do you have any thoughts? I know I don't think you're really into this stuff, are you?
Well, considering the fact that I never finished, Game of Thrones, I don't know that I'm really that keen on watching House of the Dragon, but I did not realize there was 2 trailers, so
I told you!
Never did
I said! You, both of you, I'm gonna call you out.
I'm honestly,
Don't
my
call
brain.
me out.
You should know by now. I don't pay attention to a lot of things.
Really? Okay.
But it's okay.
Me,
it's okay.
Today, 11:47. Also, Fulya, don't watch the Alien Romulus trailer. It's a horror. And then I said, and there are 2 House of the Dragon trailers. And you said, thanks for the heads up. You lying liar.
I'm not saying that you were lying or anything like that. I just did not pay attention to it. So that's why it felt like it was a first when I heard you say 2 trailers. I'm like, wait, hold on.
Yeah, it wasn't a slight. It was just laziness.
So I just watched that green trailer because the only one that I had watched before the show, today's episode, was the black one. So now I have watched both. It's fine.
I know. I'm just stirring. Can't I have a little fun? It's episode 300. My God.
It's a podcast that refuses to behave. It's fine.
It's on brand. Yeah.
It's on brand.
Anyway, what did you think?
Look, it looks cool cinematically, I suppose. Like, I'm just not interested anymore. I dropped off after season 4 of Game of Thrones, and I'm not really that keen anymore on watching any more Game of Thrones related shows. So, yeah.
That's fine. That is more than fine. No stress. I appreciate the effort you put in for me and for the show. And thank you.
I am not a Game of Thrones fan. I'm sorry.
That's fine. That's totally fine. Michael,
Hello.
I believe he is a Game of Thrones fan. You enjoyed the first season of House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
You watched it. What did you make of these trailers then?
I will say, I watched it. I can't remember anything about it because it was 2 years ago. A lot of water under the bridge. So it's like, where are we up to? I don't know where we are. It's like, what? I know there's a fight. It's quite literally a Game of Thrones of what's going on. But yeah, I'm definitely going to do a rewatch before this comes out. So when is it coming out, Kendall? Yes. Yeah. I think I watched a trailer that actually had both at the same time.
Okay, cool.
And I got confused because there was bits and pieces like in the same thing. It's like, wait, what am I doing? It's repeating itself. What? It's like, there's 2. Okay, that makes sense. There's a black one and a green one.
Mm-hmm.
and they're both Red Band trailers. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait. Something that me and the wife can watch together, which is cool. There's not really much that we can watch together because I like my stuff, she likes her stuff. Now that Celebrity is back on, it's like, okay, you can watch that. I'll go to my room, which is this one, and play Minecraft. Anyway, digging a hole.
Nice.
I'm just digging a hole. Yeah, I can't wait for this to come out. Yeah, Matt Smith, eh? He's in different eras of his careers, so it's interesting. Back when he was young and fresh faced, and this one when he's a little bit older and more conniving, being evil, or at least bludgeoning someone to death. Sweet, always good.
I feel like any actor that is playing the role of a villain or someone who is a bad person in a film or in a TV show, they must have the most fun.
Oh yeah, something to sink your teeth into. Always good. Yeah, so this is
Always.
Always comes out on the 16th. On
Sorry,
binge.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's okay. 16th of June.
16th of June, it'll start airing on Binge here in Australia and HBO overseas or HBO or Max or whatever they're fucking
Just
calling
Max.
it these days.
Yeah, Max. Or you can find it falling off the back of an apple cart.
Yeah. I'm sure people can and will. All right, next trailer.
If you don't want to give Murdoch money. No Murdoch money.
No Murdoch money. Next trailer. No, it's a teaser trailer, this one. For the long-awaited series, mini-series that's set within the universe of Matt Reeves' The Batman. This is The Penguin. Yeah. I really enjoy Colin Farrell as this character. I'm looking forward to watching this. The makeup is great, and he's unrecognizable still. And his performance seems very interesting, and I kind of liked the way that this trailer was sort of structured with him telling this story, and it sounded like he was talking about someone who's, who made a great impression on him, and maybe someone he took up their mantle once they died, sort of thing. I don't know, that was kind of the vibe I got. Yeah, and it's interspersed with lots of shots of bad things happening and other things going on, and yeah, it looks good, and it's still got the aesthetic of the Batman movie going on. Matt Reeves is involved with this series too, which is good. So yeah, no, I think it looks great. I can't wait to watch it. This one was a bit delayed, I think, as well. I think it was supposed to come out last year, but the strikes, I think, pushed this one back, so it'll be out at some point this year. But yeah, I can't wait to watch it. It looks good. Fulia, you didn't say to skip you, but do you have any thoughts on this?
On the Penguin.
On the Penguin.
I did watch the trailer, so
Yes.
I mean, the penguin, a literal penguin.
Penguin.
I mean, if we're talking penguins, I do have a penguin Pokemon back here, so.
Nice.
I mean, it looks great. Again, cinematography is amazing. It looks really cool. Very dark and sinister. That's as far as I can really go with my comments because I haven't watched the Matt Reeves Batman.
How dare you?
Literally, I have not watched any Batman except the one we had to do for Fred Watch.
Get the fuck out.
And even then, I was like, even after watching it, I was meh about it.
Not even the Lego Batman movie?
Oh, I watched that. That's
Well, you haven't seen it. You watched the best Batman movie.
the Lego ones are fine. I'm good with those. That's as far as I'll go.
Yeah, that's the best Batman movie.
Exactly.
Before Matt Reeves came out. And now that's the best Batman.
If you say so.
It's true. It's true. I wouldn't lie. Not intentionally.
All right, then what do you think of this trailer, Michael?
Oh, what do I think? Okay. I like it. I like the aspect of it being part of a universe that I really, really enjoy. Colin Farrell looks unrecognizable, and I love the fact that it's giving off the sort of Sopranos sort of vibe, which I kind of like. It's dealing with him looking back, so it's going to be dealing with his upcoming of power and all this, and it'll probably take place like talking about his story before the movie, so that's going to be interesting, and just going to see Gotham and the Gotham's underbelly, like before the Batman. That'll be cool, because I don't think they're going to have like a cameo of the Batman. I don't know. Doesn't need it. It's not Gotham, which I actually haven't finished watching. I think I got the same. I think I just got up to season 3 and I thought, it's getting boring. But it's on my it's on my to watch list, like to finish.
Okay.
It's too
Watch
much.
like the first season of Gotham, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just got
Yeah.
It just got ridiculous.
It did. It got so outlandish and off the rails for me. Like, yeah, certain characters that should have stayed dead started coming back for no. It felt like no reason. I was just like, what the fuck? Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so I gave up. I gave up on it during season 4. I think early season 4. I think I was like, yeah, no, I'm out. I'm done. So yeah.
I'm just gonna bite the bullet and just find a place that I can just like 1.5 speed and just do it on a weekend. And then and it's just turned into young Sheldon. I don't know. Everything was happening around him, which doesn't make sense because surely these characters happen because of the Batman. Anyway. It's weird. But you got to see,
It is weird.
You got to see Sean Pertwee, which is cool.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. He was a very good Alfred.
He's the son of John Pertwee, the 3rd Doctor.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 3rd Doctor did a story of the Silurians, which is a better story of the Matt Smith Silurians. Actually.
Yes. Actually.
Cool.
Yes.
So when is this coming out on Binge?
Well, we don't have a release date yet. They've just said it's coming out this year, so no official date just yet. Probably later in the year, I'd say.
I go douche.
And there's going to be 8 episodes, so we know that.
8. Count them. 8.
8, count them 8. All right. 2 trailers to go, people. 2 trailers to go. Our next one is also a little teaser, and that is for Beetlejuice.
Oh, what a tease!
What a tease! It was a great tease. I like this tease. I'm definitely gonna have to rewatch the first film, because I've only seen it once, maybe twice when I was in high school. So I don't really remember much of it.
You're one up on me.
You've never seen it, huh?
I've seen random scenes. I haven't seen the whole thing.
That's okay. That's all right. We can sit you down. We can Clockwork Orange style. Make you watch it. It's fine.
You don't have to make me watch it. I'll watch it.
You'll find the clay animation scary.
Yeah. There's some
We'll
spooky shit in there, but
spooky,
but it's
scary.
it's fun.
Mm.
It's a fun movie. So
It's a fun romp.
yeah, it's a fun romp, and they're bringing back a lot of the original cast, and by that I mean obviously the three of the biggest names. So Winona Ryder, Michael Keaton, of course, and Catherine O'Hara, all reprising their roles. And then of course you've got the new generation coming in. Jenna Ortega is going to be playing Winona Ryder's daughter in this. So that's going to be cool to see 3 generations of Dietzes on the screen.
The
And just
matriarchy.
yeah, and just like we get one brief shot of Michael Keaton in the costume, in the makeup. He says one line, and I'm just like, oh, we're fucking back, baby. Like, we're in. Let's go.
Who would have thought I would live to see Michael Keating reprising 2 of his most iconic roles?
Yeah, within 18 months of each other by the time this comes out.
Same as Beetlejuice and Batman.
Yeah.
Because first Beetlejuice came out in 88, and Batman.
Yeah, Batman was 89.
89.
Wow. Oh.
All he has to do
like
is do a continuation of Mr. Mum.
Yeah. Or Jack Frost.
Or Jack Frost.
Oh shit. Yeah. I mean, I'm excited. I will rewatch the first film and get hyped because yeah, it looks great. Fulya, what did you think then of this little teaser, having not seen the first movie?
Well, let's just say that little mini town that Jenna Ortega's character sort of revealed. I had no context. I was like, and then all of a sudden Beetlejuice comes out, and I'm just like, okay, this must be a place where he gets locked away somehow. I don't know.
That's why you need to watch the movie.
I need to watch the movie. I am a very, very bad pop culture nerd.
No,
not at all. No, not at all.
You think I've seen every 80s movie? No.
No, there's a lot of movies I haven't seen. That's the thing, and I don't end up like willingly sit down and watch them or look for them.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for the new thing. But yeah, look, I do need, like, before I jump into this sequel, I will definitely watch the first one. I'll take it as it is because it is an old film.
How dare you?
I don't know what to expect of it. So, but I did, obviously I know that the song that was in the trailer was in the first one as well. So
yes,
I do know that it's in the first film. So that kind of hit me a little, but other than that, I'm a little bit oblivious to all of the to all the connections and all the references and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to watch the first one.
Nice. Good. Michael, what did you think of this?
It was a very teaser trailer, and I'm all pumped for it. Want more. And just, yeah. This is definitely in my wheelhouse because Beetlejuice is probably my favorite Tim Burton film, I reckon. Out of all of them. Didn't really get into Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare Before Christmas. I came late in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. And yeah, for some reason I just enjoyed Beetlejuice because it was dealing with it was making fun of death, which sort of tickles my fantasy, and how death works in this particular universe, and very iconic. They've been trying to make a sequel since the first one came out, and I think after the musical coming out, and it's such a big hit, so therefore this newer generation from us, like newer know the story now because because of that fact. So why don't we just bring back the old guard and make another go at it? And it's genius naming it Beetlejuice. So hedging their bets that this is so good that there's going to be another one. And they're going to call it Beetlejuice.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Smart.
Yes, very smart. Also, I read somewhere that Tim Burton said, well, we're going to, because this is going to be a very what's the word? A very cinematic visual art sort of thing. They're going to not do much CGI. It's going to be clay animation, like the first one. So it will look definitely within the same universe. So it's not such a whiplash going, there's CG, don't like it. Everything's AI now. Which if you do watch the original Fulya, I think you enjoy the sort of the whimsical aspect as well as it's very Harryhausen sort of stop motion creatures, but it just fits within this universe, which I still look back and say, yeah, this was great. Why can't we do this anymore? It's the same as Little Shop of Horrors, how the plant was it was a puppet, and it still holds up to this day. So I really enjoy that. So, and the best line to introduce us of the juice is loose.
Yeah.
It could, they could have done a memberberry of It's Showtime or Hey You Been Babe or something like that. But nah, it's new, and Michael Keaton still looks great. I mean, Beetlejuice is supposed to look fucking crusty and old and all this, so he sort of grew into the part as well. So that's great.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, can't wait for it. I will mention this, because we, me and my daughter, getting into Lego Dimensions again. Well, me again and her for the first time. There is a Beetlejuice thing that you can get, and I've sort of introduced her to Beetlejuice stuff as well. Like, I dressed up as Beetlejuice for Halloween, like last year. I was like, what are you dressed up as? I was like, this is Beetlejuice. And what's really great is Teen Titans Go actually did an episode that had Beetlejuice in it for a Halloween episode. I thought, that's really cool. So I'm not going to introduce her to the movie just yet, because she's still a tad young. I'm going to do the RoboCop effect of, the kids are really into RoboCop, but they actually haven't watched the movie. It's sort of going around it and not really going into it. So I showed her the trailer. It's like, wow. She was very memorized by that. So that's great.
Nice. That's cool.
So when is this coming out? That I'm not going to show my daughter until she's at least double digits.
Well, Beetlejuice will be in cinemas on the 5th of September.
Just in time for Halloween.
Just in time. Very close. Very close.
Very close.
Speaking of Halloween.
And that's fart.
And yep. Speaking of Halloween, the last trailer we're going to talk about is a little bit scary, a little bit frightening.
I don't know what you're talking
about. Because the last big trailer, I think, unless I missed anything else, that dropped last week, was the first teaser for Alien Romulus. Um, so yeah, I gotta just say I freaking love this so much. This might have been my favorite trailer of the whole bunch. um, I'm such a fan of this franchise, and I love it so much. Especially the first movie. Like, say what you will about Aliens, like that movie's awesome, and I've seen it a bunch of times, and it's aged pretty well, and it's absolutely kick ass. But there's just something about the first movie that I just adore. Like, it's just the perfect blend of horror and sci-fi and a little bit of action, and and it's just it's almost a good psychological thing as well. Like, it's a slasher movie in space, and with this well, not really ragtag group of individuals, but none of them really want to be there, and they all just want to go home, and they're not going home. And now it looks like we're getting a movie that's very much like that first one, which I find really, really interesting, given sort of what Ridley Scott's been doing with the franchise. But maybe that tracks, because Prometheus was a prequel, and I think Covenant. Well, clearly that was a sequel to that, so maybe that's also a prequel. So maybe this is a continuation, or this is a side story. I don't know. Ridley Scott isn't directing this one. He's just producing it. They've gotten Fede Alvarez, who did the Evil Dead reimagining, remake, reboot, what you would call it, about 10 years ago, that I think is really great. And he also did Don't Breathe, excuse me, which is another really good horror film. I didn't see the second one, but the first one was very good. So he's got good chops behind the camera. And from what we see in this teaser, just yeah, it's terrifying. It looks so terrifying. It looks so good. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm itching to watch this. But me and my brother had a chat about it, because he's also a fan of the Alien movies. He was worried that it might lean into, these young adults that are in, they're in their early 20s and they're in space, and it's, they're all squealing and scrambling and shit. Like, he doesn't want it to be that kind of slasher movie, I guess, if you want to call it that. That kind of horror. So, but because like the whole cast is pretty young, from what I've seen on IMDb. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna reserve my judgment until I watch it. But so far I'm in. I'm very, very in on this. Mike, what did you make of Alien Romulus?
Oh no! It was fully, I think. Go away.
I didn't watch it. Go on, listen.
That's it. Yeah. I really enjoy this. They're harking back to the original, which I actually like a little bit more than the second one. I mean, I like my horror more than my action. So that's just me.
Yeah.
So going back to roots, apparently this is going to be taking place between 1 and 2. So that 70-year gap in between that.
Oh, is it? Oh, I didn't know that part. That's exciting.
Yeah, it could be a spoiler. No, I don't think so. Because the thing is, they're actually making the sets look like what they did in the first one. Like, everything's more analog, like the analog sort of TV sort of aspect, and a lot. And they say one of their big inspirations was the game Isolation that came out. That came out not too long ago.
Yeah.
You okay?
Nice.
Me? It's a good thing.
No, it's a great thing. It's a great thing. Because I played a little bit of Alien Isolation, and it scared me shitless. So yeah. Yeah.
So they're definitely like saying, well, people really enjoy this. So if we do a movie like in between there, then it doesn't really affect canon of it being a prequel or a sequel to 4. But whatever, in the far future. And so if they're doing it like an in-betweenquel, and and yeah, so I doubt it. I doubt that they're going to get Sigourney Weaver to do like something. I mean,
I don't think so. No.
like majority of the people from the first one are dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone except her and the cat.
Oh, I meant in real life.
Oh shit. Not all of them. No, a couple of them. Yeah, but not all of them. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 2/3. Well, half, maybe half of the original.
Yeah.
crew.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, very sadly, yes.
Yeah. Speaking of Doctor Who, John Hurt's in the first one, and he played the War Doctor. And
Yep.
yeah, so you got the Doctor, and you got Bilbo Baggins, and
Yep.
yeah, and you got
Yeah.
and you got the guy who did the preview electric shock treatment in the Green Mile. Walking a mile, walking a mile. walking the Green Mile.
Yeah.
Nerdy stuff. Yeah, I'm really looking forward
Love
to
it.
this, and it's going to be scary. I can't remember if my wife has seen any of them. Anyway, I'll probably get her to watch the first one, and then we'll watch this one.
Do it.
Yeah, do it.
Do it.
So when is this coming out for date night?
Well, Alien Romulus, your date night movie, will be out in cinemas on the 15th of August.
Nice.
Yeah.
Guess what?
What?
While you're doing the intro, can I go to the toilet real quick?
Yes, you can.
Thank you. I'll be back.
All right, do it. Cool. Well, I guess I'll just drag this out really, really long and really slow.
I have to. He'll jump in wherever.
True. And you can just edit this out if you so choose, and that's fine. Well, in that case, it's time for the moment, the segment, the section, the part, the place, the thing, the spot, the inanimate object that we like to call
Culture.
yeah. It's popcorn culture time. And we are here to discuss our thoughts on this week's episode of Star Wars The Bad Batch, which is the 8th episode of Season 3, titled Bad Territory. So, we're kind of dipping back into the bottle episodes now, I suppose. Like, a little bit of story, obviously, propelling it along. But yeah, this is definitely getting back to, here's the team doing something that's got nothing really to do with the main story going on. Which is fine in this case, because, again, they're trying to get information on what M counts mean and where that, is going to lead, so they can protect Omega and find out what's special about her and what Hemlock's trying to do and all that stuff. So overall, I thought it was an okay episode. Not a lot happened, but it was fine. We got to see not only the return of Fee. I was waiting for her to show up because she was in the trailers for this season, and I'm like, when's she gonna show up? And here she is. I think she comes back. I imagine she will. But we also got to see the return of Fennec Shand, which was really nice. Because Ming-Na Wen is the best. And I think we're all kind of fans of this character. So it was good to see her come back into this. I think it's the first time her character's been in it since season 1, if I'm not mistaken. Since she was
Sounds about right.
initially trying to track down Omega. So that was cool seeing her again. I just in terms of the episode, I think I just really like the visuals, and we'll talk about it a little more in depth as we go on. But that was probably my favorite thing watching this, and also my least favorite thing. But we'll maybe talk about that too as we get into it. Fulya, what did you think overall this episode?
It was a nice little bottle episode. Trying to get some information, even though they weren't going to get it that easily, and I hated that. Because by the end of it, they didn't get the information, and she's flying off and contacting someone else, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, why? I knew this was going to happen.
Fennec Shan doesn't become good yet.
Yeah. Anyway, no. Overall, it was all right. Like it wasn't like one of my favorites, but it was still nice. I did really like the small amount of Omega and Crosshair that we got in this episode. Those particular scenes were really good, to the point where it had me tear up a little bit, which was which was interesting, because I didn't think I'd get emotional in that, like just one little scene. That's all it did, and I'm just like, oh. I'm gonna cry. But this episode was like, it was okay. You're muted.
Muted again.
Fuck's sake. Sorry, this is what happens when you get me in the habit of muting so I can take a drink of water and not make background noise, and then I fucking forget because I'm tired. I'm so sorry.
It's alright. Just keep your finger on the button, and then take a sip, and then
Sorry, everybody. Yes, okay is a good way to describe this episode. Yes. And good point about the Crosshair and Omega stuff. We'll definitely get into that. Mike, what did you think overall?
It was a fine episode. It's one of those ones that, well, if the story needs to progress on something that we haven't seen yet, like with the Fennec Shan, like who's she talking to? We don't know. Maybe it's a way to actually get their intel to actually continue on with their mission, and you just had to have like them doing something. It's one of them episodes, just to do something, just to entertain. Then we can go back on track. Yeah. So not one of my favorites, but the series has been going good up until this one, but it's fine, I guess. And the place that they went to is cool. Space. We just came from intergalactic Nepalese, and now we're going to space Miami. Into the swamp, into the bayou.
Yeah, right. It really
get some gators.
Yeah, it really had that feel to it, didn't it? Like, we're in the swamps. It even reminded me of Northern Queensland too. When I was up in Port Douglas last year, I did one of those croc tours on the river, the Daintree River, and it very much had that same vibe of like, there's and then there was fucking actual like space crocodiles in this episode. And I'm
space
like,
crocs.
Oh wow, all right, space crocs. Yeah, so it's cool. It was cool. All right, well, shall we? Speaking of the swamps, shall we get all that out of the way first before we dive into, I think, the stuff that we all agreed that we liked the most, which is the Crosshair and Omega stuff. Am I reading the room right?
That was touching and nice. I'll see you, Fulya. Oh dear.
Is she gone?
I don't
Oh
know.
no. I don't know. What's happened?
Did she get a power outage?
I hope not. She hasn't dropped out of the call.
Hasn't she?
Oh, well, her face is still on my screen. It's just like her icon. Like it's not.
Oh.
She's. Oh man.
Oh no. And she
Oh,
was
no.
and she was next to say something. I can't see anything.
Well, I don't know. And maybe we'll give her a quick message. Sorry, folks.
It's alright.
If you're watching this on the YouTube, oh, there you go.
Yeah, so anyway, yeah.
Want me to start us off?
Sure. Are you out of sync? What's going on?
Am I out of sync?
Oh, you caught up with yourself. That's good.
Ah, right. One of those weird ones. Yes. So basically, premise of this episode, they need to find out what M counts mean, and a Fee ends up contacting them saying that, well, apparently bounty hunters across the galaxy have been charged by Hemlock and the Empire to be like, hey, can you find us and bring us all the M count people? Fantastic. Fulya just messaged us in the group chat. Oh, sorry.
Oh. Uh-oh.
She's her computer restarted itself.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a poop.
And she may have lost her file. So
Oh, cool.
that's also not good. Shall we keep going? I'm sure she's in the process of rebooting it if it's restarting. So,
Huh.
oh dear. Episode 300. It's episode 300, and we still have tech issues. Yeah, we still have tech issues. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. All right. Well, I'll just keep going then, I guess.
Yeah. So people look for MCATs because they can't say
MCATs, yes.
midichlorians. Otherwise, people go, "Yeah, we don't like that bit."
I know. I'm really waiting for the moment where, like, because they kept, even this episode, they kept saying, "What's an M count? What does that mean?" And when they asked Fee what it meant, and I thought for half a second she was going to say it, or if Fennec, maybe they asked her what it meant. I can't remember. But I'm like, there's going to be a moment where it's just going to have to, someone's going to have to say the word midichlorian, and it's going to be interesting.
Or they do
perhaps.
like a need to know basis. Where
Yeah.
the only people, here we go. The only people that actually know what a million chlorine count is the Emperor. Who says you need to find this. It's like, what's this?
Yeah.
Don't know.
Yeah. So maybe we'll get to hear Palpatine say midichlorian at some point. Get Ian McDiarmid to say midichlorians.
Midichlorian.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're trying to find all the people with the midichlorian count, and that's when they're like, well, Fennec Shand was someone that was is a bounty hunter, and B was after Omega at one point, so let's go find her. So and then Fennec, to get what she in order for them to get they want, they have to do what she wants first, and that's help her get a bounty.
Quid pro quo.
Quid pro quo, yes. It's a very basic kind of a premise, really. Hey, there she is. Hello, my dear.
My PC hates me.
That's all right. We hate it as well.
We do.
But I am also very glad that that audition actually saved whatever I've recorded.
Oh, thank God.
Even though I didn't technically save. It just saved as far as my overall impressions of the episode.
That's all right. Oh, we can do an edit point and we can start talking now.
Do we need to do we need to resync?
Yes,
Yeah.
because I haven't hit record yet. I have to hit
Oh.
record.
Okay. All right. We will hold and we will wait for your cue.
Okay. I have re-hit record. I think, yeah, it's going. I think we're good. All right, cool. All right, let's hope it doesn't die on me in the next how long we're going to be talking.
Yeah, 20 minutes.
Hopefully, I was gonna say maybe 20 minutes. No, probably no longer. Hopefully.
Okay. All right, I will just do a quick sync.
Yep.
5,
5,
Four,
4,
three,
3,
2,
2, 1.
A little bit of behind the scenes there, ladies and gentlemen, but that's all right.
Yeah, that's all
technical
right.
difficulties.
That's all right. It's okay.
We don't need it anyway. That's okay. All right. So, you hadn't missed much, Fulya.
Okay,
We're just talking about, the premise of this episode and how kind of, it's a very simple premise, very basic premise. It leads to adventures. We don't even know where to really get into it really with them, but because it just keeps being like, oh, she's not going to betray them, she's not going to betray them, and then she betrays them at the end. It's like, well, cool. I don't like seeing. I mean, yeah, we were all expecting it, but I feel like I don't like seeing Hunter and Rekka being, used and taken advantage of like that,
Same.
especially because they've been through so much and I would have thought they're smarter than that, but I suppose when it comes to Omega, they're willing to do anything, take any kind of risks for her.
Yeah.
So I suppose that makes sense. But overall, yeah, I don't know, because then what's that movie where the line is like, this deal is getting worse all the time? I can't think of what movie it is. I just kept thinking
Star Wars.
it was Star Wars, wasn't it? Oh my god, it's Lando. Yeah, Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, I thought you were doing a bit.
No.
Okay.
I wasn't. I legitimately forgot what movie that line was from. And then you said Star Wars, and I was like, oh yeah, it actually is from Empire. Anyway,
So there's precedent that this does happen in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah. Deals just get worse all the time. Yeah, I know, Fulya, what did you think about their decision to work with Fennec and how it inevitably played out? Like you weren't surprised, you said. So how did you feel watching it kind of play out?
Honestly, I had a really bad gut feeling that something by the end of it was going to happen. I was just sitting in my armchair watching this, and I'm like, why are they not even putting their foot down for some of these things? Like, she's not doing a thing. She's just the lookout. Like, come on. What? I don't get in the water. Lady, you have done a lot worse. I got very irked, as you can tell.
I don't blame you.
But the fact of the matter is, she is a bounty hunter. She works for whoever will give her the right price, essentially. And it doesn't even matter whether they're good or bad. I just hate the fact that Hunter and Rekka had to go out of their own way to risk their own lives to not get anything by the end of it. Like, there was no reward for the risk that they just took. Not even a hint of, oh, maybe this person might know. No, I'll get back to you. I'm just very annoyed.
Yeah. I feel you. I feel you. Our boys deserve better, damn it. And
Yeah.
it just sucks that we could see it coming from a mile away, and they're so desperate, you know.
I wanted them to at least have some form of, like, hold on a second, like, we asked you to give us some form of information. We've done what you wanted us to do. Now give us something, like anything. We need a little drop of information so that we can continue on with our search to get things done. And mm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It-
that's my feels.
Yeah, that's it. Mike, what about you? How did you feel?
Yeah, I started like phasing in and out of the show because it's sort of got a little bit predictable, and it's like cool to be in a different environment that we've seen in Star Wars. I mean, that's probably the biggest thing going for it. But and great to see Fennec Shan back, just for a little bit, to tie in everything. Is like, oh yeah, this is all one big universe, and yeah, there's just not much to go on. You sort of saw it's like, okay, you needed this, but it didn't really go anywhere, really, except for what Fennec Shan is up to. That's the only thing, is that last 5 seconds of the thing to continue that story.
Yeah, now that she knows about the M count, now she's really curious, and now she needs to find out what's going on and why, why the batch is wanting that kind of information. So, yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious to see who she's reporting to.
Same.
Exactly. Yeah, that will be interesting. That would be interesting. I did like the fact that Wrecker didn't slip up though, because there was like a moment, I think, where Hunter was like, you can't tell her, certain things about Omega or whatever, or like why why exactly we're here and blah blah blah. And usually that's kind of like foreshadowing or set up for, oh, he's gonna screw it up. But he didn't. He even played into it in that moment where Fennec's talking about Omega and what happened. Like, clearly you guys didn't look after her, and Wrecker like reacts to that. He takes offense to it, obviously, but he doesn't give up the goose, basically. So I really liked that, I will say. And that was good. Yeah, but I again, with like the visuals of this planet that they went to, I kind of really liked that aspect of it. Like, it looked really cool. The kind of color palette had, yeah, don't worry, I've got complaints coming. Gonna get the good stuff out of the way.
Okay.
And I kind of liked how, because a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but some people get caught up on realism in their science fiction for reasons, and I like this thing, and Star Wars has done it before, but I just like the idea of not every planet you go to is going to be breathable. It's not going to be safe for you biologically. So I kind of like that extra world building touch of, okay, you have to put your mask on, you have to put your helmet on, or you will die. So I liked that.
It's also cheaper for the animators. That's why I'm thinking this is just a throwaway episode.
This is one of those we're stretching the budget too thin. All right, let's not animate their lips moving for 2/3 of it. Yeah, fair call. You're probably right.
Well, there's 15 episodes, so
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Or, you know, they could not do 15 episodes and just do the story. But it is a kid's show, I suppose, when it comes down to it.
And
But
we're
yeah.
adults critiquing a kid show.
We are. Never too old.
Wow. Well,
Never too
wow.
Well. Yeah, I will agree with your little comment, Fulia, about the darkness, which I found hilarious because I'm pretty sure last week we would like Mike, I think maybe it was you that said like there was darkness, like people online were complaining about some of the scenes last week that in the double episode that were a bit dark, but I think we all agreed that it was fine. This week, however, not so much.
Not so fun.
Not so fine. I didn't. Yeah, it was too dark. It was too dark. I got what they were trying to go for, and some of the silhouettes were cool, and the effect of like hearing the creature, like hearing the bounty as they were trying to catch it, and it's assaulting them. Like it was kind of cool. But no, it was Sorry, there's some. I'm hearing a knock. I don't know if it's at my door or not.
I can hear it too.
Yeah, same.
I don't know what to do. Somebody at the door. Okay, I'm just gonna keep talking. Yeah. Anyway, so I don't know where that noise is coming from. It's freaking me out. Sweet. Anyway, so yeah, it was too dark. They should not have done it like that. They really should have lightened it up a bit sooner, or at least not have the dark scenes be so long, because it did kind of go on a bit too long. But yeah. Yeah, I don't remember what else I was going to say because now I'm paranoid. The joys of living alone.
Well, you do like horror films. This is.
I asked for this.
Who's a coming knocking?
Yeah, so I don't know what they were thinking with that, really, because it didn't really pay off, which is a shame because the animation in these shows is quite good. What is there someone at the door? I don't want to open my door. Like, I'm scared to open my door right now. I can't tell if it's the door. Can you? I'm just going to put my hand on the door and feel the vibration and see if...
Yeah, so anyway, happy 300th episode. We've slightly turned this into a suspenseful horror flick. Which is crazy.
I feel like maybe someone's like hammering something.
Possibly, but why would they do it at 10:30 at night?
Yeah, I know. It's just so weird that they're not even...
Wait a minute. Is someone at the...
It's episode 300 and everything's going to shit. I love it. No one's knocking at my door. I have new neighbors and they're clearly assembling some kind of furniture or something, but I can hear them banging across the hall and it's reverberating in the building.
Okay.
So
no, I hate it.
It's 10:30 at night on a Sunday. I mean, yeah, I'm talking and doing this, but like I'm not fucking banging on anything. And Great. Off to a great start with my new neighbors. This is gonna be fun. Anyway, sorry everybody. I'm
How
so
dare
sorry.
you interrupt my podcast?
That so many people watch and listen to.
Oh, we had an average of 5 people watching on.
And they all just left.
And we got 1 viewer on Twitch, but I think that's Fulya.
No, actually, it's not.
No?
Well, I hope the Twitch person is enjoying the antics of my weird
We're living up to our tagline.
Yeah.
podcast.
I thought the
refuses to do.
the Halloween episode was supposed to be in September.
We're early.
Anyway, I don't have anything else to say about the visuals because I've pretty much said everything I wanted to say anyway. So and hilariously now the banging has stopped. Fulya, what did you think about the visuals? Likes, dislikes, thoughts?
Yeah, it was just quite dark. Like whenever we were most of this episode was on that planet with the swamp and the crocodiles and whatever, and it was a little hard to see at times. And for me, it didn't help the fact that I was also watching it during the day when my shutters were open and the sunlight was coming through. So that didn't help. But like you could still tell what was happening and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, like I can't complain too much about the visuals. The only visuals that I really did like was with Omega and Crosshair. That they were really nice. Especially with the sunset and all that sort of stuff. So that was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. Yeah, that shot of them meditating on the cliff.
Yeah.
That was lovely, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike, your thoughts on the visuals?
Yeah, just amazing. Too dark, of course, but I was sort of watching it on a computer screen, so I could see everything. Maybe, and I keep my study like dark, so it sort of was okay. Yeah, the scenes of Crosshair and Omega definitely were a highlight, and yeah, she learned meditation from a Jedi, so she's force sensitive and all that, and M counts, all those M counts. Yeah, what's an M count? I don't know. Who's to say?
Who is to say?
Yeah, and just the last thing, I think Fennec Shan is talking to Astra Ventress, which was in the trailer. So, and she hasn't turned up yet.
No, I forgot about her.
Everyone has.
Okay.
A lot of people were saying, "Oh, is it young Boba Fett? Are we going to see Boba Fett and Omega like interaction?"
No.
No, don't do that.
No.
Or it could be Kath Bang, and they're on speaking terms because last time they saw it, they were sort of fighting each other. It's like, well, they're probably after the same thing, so they sort of teamed up. Maybe. Don't know. I'm thinking it's more Vanessa.
Yeah,
we
no,
haven't
actually,
seen it
yeah.
yet.
No, makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
And now, Fulya, if you've finished Rebels, you're going to have to watch all of Clone Wars now.
Yeah.
Seen Clone Wars?
Now, all of it.
I have seen all of it.
Now, all of it.
What are you talking about?
not just season 7, all of it.
I've seen all of it.
Nah, just all of it.
It's Kendall you're mistaking me with.
No, all of it, including the 2 sort of offshoot movies before the CGI ones, like the 2D animation ones. Yeah, you haven't seen that one, yeah.
Clone Wars movies?
Yeah. The sort Like
Mhm.
each story went for like 11 minutes or well, probably shorter than that, and it's not canon anymore. It's
Okay.
yeah, and they introduced Grievous and I think Vanessa is in that as well, but they sort of changed up the characters when they did the actual thing. So it's not canon, but you need to see it because it's Clone Wars.
Mm.
Get it?
Uh,
It's on.
Hmm.
It's on Disney Plus.
all right, fine.
Yeah, put it in your book. The things to watch.
I've seen the series Clone Wars. I've watched it from start to finish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but not the
Otherwise, I
pilot.
wouldn't be watching Bad Batch right now.
Not a pilot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Nice. Well,
that's my theory. It is my theory.
yeah, it's a good
and I
theory.
think mine. Because we haven't seen it yet, and we're down to the last 7 episodes.
Yeah, we're halfway now.
Yeah, a little bit over
Oi.
halfway.
Hmm.
So it's all uphill from here. Well, downhill. Downhill's
Yeah.
a bad thing. So
Yes.
it's uphill, but uphill's harder. I'm confused. Which is it? That saying doesn't make sense to me.
Hmm. Hmm. It's all coming up Millhouse.
It's all in the hips.
All in the hips.
Not to do a tangent. There's going to be a Billy. No, No, not Happy Madison. Happy Gilmore sequel.
Yeah, that was something that I was tossing up putting in the news. So apparently that's a thing. Yes.
I'm happy.
Yes.
Bring back Shooter McGavin.
We might. We might talk about that next week. Cool. Well, I
Spoilers.
think we might just quickly touch on the Omega and Crosshair stuff before we get out of here, because this has well and truly gone off the rails. I really liked that Hunter was the one to pull her aside and go, you need to convince him to get that looked at, because he's not going to do it himself. He's not going to help himself. Hunter's obviously noticed the connection that the two of them have now. So, you've got to be the one to help, to assist. So yeah, I really liked that, and the fact that Crosshair didn't show too much resistance to the idea of getting help, which was nice. I mean, obviously there was a little bit, but not as much as I thought there would be, which was kind of cool. But I also kind of liked that moment of him like realizing that it's not just a physical thing, it's a mental thing. Like that just makes it so much harder and so much worse for him, because of the way he is, and the way he kind of stormed off after that. That was really sad, but it made a lot of sense. And then the meditation stuff was great, and I think Omega's really getting through to him in a way that no one's ever gotten through to him, and it's just really beautiful. I really like it. So, yeah, those are my thoughts. Fulya, what did you think?
I absolutely loved those scenes with Omega and Crosshair.
Yeah.
They definitely hit me a little bit more emotionally as well. The fact that it's not just a physical ailment, that they've done everything they can to make sure that he is tip-top shape and healthy, but now it's coming down to his mind. That might be like it's PTSD. It is a lot of trauma that he is now trying to hold back, because he doesn't like the idea of having a mental health issue. And I like that they're tackling that in a Star Wars show. And that for me is just awesome. Because, it's not like everybody has their own sort of like mental health problem. And so with Crosshair, he really needs to come to terms with the fact, and it's always the hardest part, the fact that you might have a problem, is actually admitting it. And for him, he's one of those type of his soldiers where he's like, no, I can't have this problem. I need to be strong. I need to be level-headed. This isn't an issue. It's got to be something physical, you know? But the fact that Omega has found a way to communicate with him, found a way to connect with him, is the best thing I've seen throughout this show. And it got me teary-eyed the moment that they sat down to meditate. That's where she's essentially guiding him into this meditation of, you know, clear your mind, close your eyes, breathe. It all comes down to just focusing on the now, the here and now, and that's what he needs to do. And so the fact that Omega was able to convince him to do that, man, it was so beautiful. I loved it. I loved it so much. It was the best part of this. It was the best part about this episode for me. It's my favorite part of the episode. Is just those two connecting and just talking about mental health. And mental health is very important for me. So that's why it was the best. It was my favorite part. So, yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet, Fulya.
Yeah.
That's so sweet. Yeah. Well said. Mike, how did you feel about the Omega and Crosshair stuff?
Well, sorry, not as strongly as Fulya, and I can't really go off that. But yeah, I kind of see it as, well, when they said that technically Omega is actually older than them, so it definitely changed the dynamic in my head that she, instead of being like the younger rebellious, she's being the older sister with Crosshair. And yeah, seeing that with my kids as well, like my oldest sort of turned into like a real awesome older sister, and I can see that sort of relationship blossom, and I can sort of see it in this as well. So that's great. I kind of like that because Star Wars is about family and about brothers and sisters as well. Not necessarily like making out with each other, but it's that.
It's the connecting, yeah.
It's the connection. It's the bond.
Mm.
The bonds that bond us. And the turntables have turned.
And the turntables, the bonds that bond us.
The bonding that bonds us.
The bonding that binds and bonds.
Bins and bonds.
Bins and bonds. Yes. All right. Well, that might be where we end it.
I suppose so.
I suppose so.
Sure, it is a bit of a hiccup episode, but it's still going strong.
Yes, and the Bad Batch as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So hopefully next week Bad Batch will return to its form, what it does best. And, you know, maybe we'll get sort of, I wonder if it'll be sort of a sequel to this week's episode, maybe, I don't know, or we're going to have to wait a couple episodes to find out if it is, what's her name, Ventress, behind this, and and will we hear Emperor Palpatine say midi-chlorians?
We're looking for people with midi-chlorians.
Yes. All right, those are our thoughts on the Bad Batch. Season 3, Episode 8. Bad Territory. I forgot the name. Bad Territory. So I hope you guys enjoyed our thoughts, as varied and scrambled as they may have been. But, you know, it's on brand for us, so it's fine.
Yeah.
It's totally fine. It's been a great podcast.
And a great 300.
So,
yeah.
it's been a great 300. Yeah, yeah. Very awesome that we hit this milestone. Thank you both, my wonderful co-hosts. You guys are fantastic.
And
I
the
appreciate you very much.
And the wonderful hostess with mostess,
Yeah.
the Kendall Richardson.
Bring
Bring us
Yeah.
home.
Yes, I shall. And a 1 and a 2 and a you know what to do. And
that
was a
podcast
called Fred.
Yeah. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for the latest and greatest Fred content.
If you like to listen to Fred the Alien, you can find us on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Google Podcasts. That no longer exists.
Still exists for now. If you'd like to watch Fred the Alien, you can head over to youtube.com/Fred the Alien Productions. And if you're watching us right now, make sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to be notified of future live streams and content. And speaking of live streams, if you're watching us over on Twitch, make sure to give us a follow, twitch.tv/Fred the Alien Twitch.
Yes, thank you, Fulya. I have been a Kendall Richardson.
I've been a Fulya Kantarmacher.
And I've been the bounty hunter that doesn't go anywhere, Michael Lister.
And
You
just
experienced a podcast called Fred.
Fred, episode 300.
Episode 300. Oh.
Mutants.
Remember to eat beef.
Look after yourself. No, that's not mine.
That's my line.
Dang. Every time that you're not here, I always have to say it. Freddy lives, Loki dies, the Doctor is in, and 300 ain't bad. For another 300.
Yeah.
Make
Let's
sure
do
to
it.
look
Another
after
300.
yourself and your mental health.
True that.
Yes. Please do. Thank you for watching, and thank you so much for listening. Laters, Gators.
And see.
Yeah.
Stop this.